Syrian rebels have launched a significant offensive against regime forces in western Aleppo. This marks the first major flare-up between the two sides in years. According to a source from the Free Syrian Army and local residents, the rebels announced their offensive on Wednesday, calling it the deterrence of aggression. They claim it is a response to recent artillery shelling from the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The rebels have reportedly seized 13 villages, including the strategic towns of al-Sugra and Anjara, as well as Base 46, the largest Syrian regime base in western Aleppo. The offensive has resulted in the deaths of 37 members of the regime forces and allied militias, according to a statement by opposition factions. CNN has not been able to independently verify the reported casualty numbers and has reached out to the Syrian government for comment. Wednesday's surprise attack is the first significant confrontation between Syrian rebels and the regime since March 2020. At that time, Russia and Turkey mediated a ceasefire agreement. The Military Operations Command of the Syrian rebels informed CNN that its fighters had liberated the town of al-Kubra, about 20 kilometers from the city of Aleppo. Hassan Abdulghani, a spokesperson for the rebels, stated that the group also carried out a precision strike targeting a helicopter at Al-Nairab airport east of Aleppo. Videos circulating on social media, which CNN was unable to verify, show smoke rising from the western Aleppo countryside. Rebel troops are seen operating in several villages near Aleppo city. In one video, a fighter is seen praying and celebrating in the village of Anjara, claimed to be his hometown. The cameraman is heard saying, "Anjara is ours, not the Assad family's." Syrian state media has not reported on the clashes, while some pro-regime outlets mentioned the fighting without providing details on locations or outcomes. A resident in a regime-held neighborhood in Aleppo city told CNN that civilians in the wealthy neighborhood of New Aleppo have begun fleeing to other areas due to fear of the ongoing clashes. The opposition factions conducting the offensive range from Islamic groups to the moderate Free Syrian Army, which was previously supported by the US and Turkey. Syria's civil war began during the 2011 Arab Spring, as the regime suppressed a pro-democracy uprising against Assad, who has been president since 2000. The conflict escalated into a full-scale civil war, with regional actors and world powers such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, the United States, and Russia getting involved. ISIS also gained a foothold in the country before suffering significant blows. Since the 2020 ceasefire agreement, the conflict has remained largely dormant, with only low-level clashes between the rebels and Assad's regime. More than 300,000 civilians have been killed in over a decade of war, according to the United Nations, and millions of people have been displaced across the region. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story.